Pips pay my bills. Pips pay my bills. Pips pay my bills.
Hey Jay, does it worry you about offshore broker though? Cause I heard some horror stories that they can take your money and it be gone. Okay, so yes, I'm not gonna sit up here in front with you. I'm not gonna sit up here in front with you and act like that's not a real thing. Okay, because I'm not gonna tell his business, but somebody that I know, that y'all know, got the money took. But in all fairness, I said, man, leave that broker, man. I said, man, leave that broker. I'm not saying no names, none of that. I ain't even about all that. But listen, I'm telling you, I said, leave that broker. About 500,000 got took. Whole life savings got took. Retirement money got took. But I'm telling you, you gotta be careful with what broker you're using. Traders Way had already shown us who they were back in the day when I was with the IML company. Look, I was pulling up the Planet Fitness, trading on a demo account. This is when I first started. So I'm on my demo account, and all of a sudden, and I got Trader Way as my broker on the demo account. All of a sudden, the market spikes. I'm like, yo, but I've seen the market spike, but I'm like, yo, the market spike, what's going on? At that time, I didn't know about high impact news. At that time, I didn't know about certain times of the day, certain currencies, like spike and different things. I didn't know about that. So I'm like, oh shoot, the market spiking, what's going on? So then I go on TradingView, which is my TradingView chart is on Owanda. Okay, look at this. So my TradingView chart is on Owanda. All right, now I'm not trying to really get off the subject, but look, how do you know? You want to go to plus, and you want to type in GBP, USD, and you want to pick Owanda. That's what my charts is set to. So back to the story though, it spiked. I went to TradingView on my Owanda chart, and it was no spikes. There were no spikes anywhere. I said, what the heck is going on? Boom. Everybody saw that probably at the same time, that Traders Way was the only one that spiked the market. And then the CEO, Christopher Terry, called Traders Way and told them to refund us our money back. Now, I was in demo, but not everybody, but a lot of people got their money back, or some of it. So they say it was a liquidity grab or whatever like that. But I remember that, and ever since then, I never trust Traders Way. That guy that be on YouTube, that be vouching for Traders Way, that be doing them lives, them NFP lives and all of that stuff, man, skip that. So that's when I went to JAFX. After that happened, I left Traders Way right away. I told him to leave Traders Way, but he stayed with Traders Way. And then when the FTC, the Federal Trade FCT, I don't know, FTC or whatever, when they start cracking down and they told Traders Way that they couldn't accept U.S. clients, they took all his money. Now, JAFX went out of business. I remember you got the emails. I got the emails. JAFX went out of business. Okay, so then that's cool. I took my money out, and that was that. You had a certain time that you could take your money out. JAFX was an offshore broker. They did not just take your money. They gave you a heads up, and they said, if your money is not removed out the account by this date, then you will lose it. So I withdrew my money. I ain't have too much, but I had a couple thousand in there. I withdrew my money. They did not take it, and I went over to LQDFX. And now at this point, this is about I forget what year this is, but 2019, probably 2019. So I'm with LQDFX now, and I have never had a problem since. They're offshore, but guess what? They're getting licensing. They wasn't doing that at first, but I'm not getting no US broker. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not getting no U.S. broker. I called Charles Schwab and I said, hey, I want to trade forex. How much money do I need to trade forex? Guess what this guy told me? He was like, 1 second, let me look it up. Boom, looked it up and 10 million. I said, oh, thank you, sir. I was like, what's the leverage? He was like, between 1 to 50 and 1 to 30. Say what? I said, all right, thank you, sir. All right, appreciate you. No, hey, when I get 10 million, I'll holler at you. But I ain't got 10 million, so you know, feel me? Like, no, that's not happening. So, do you believe you can turn $100 into $1 million? I think I could. I've never done it, so I don't know for sure, but I got the skill set to do it. It'll take a very long time because I'm not going to gamble with $100. I'm not going to say, some people got a different mindset. What's your take on this? But if you have $100, that's just like going out to eat. So people will say, let's just go ahead and just throw it at the kitchen sink. Let's just throw the biggest lot I can to see if I can double it right quick. It's only $100. But my thing is, if you're starting with $100, then you must don't got money anyway. Unless you just like playing games with the forex market or whatever market you trade. If you just like playing games like that, then go ahead. And you got money to blow, then go ahead for fun. But if you're really a real trader and you got the skill set and you just don't got the money, you're not going to gamble that $100. You're going to actually trade it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, $100 is going to be hard because you're going to have big spreads at $100. Because most of these brokers, to deposit $100, you have to have a micro account. If you have a micro account, the spreads are going to be big. All right. So you have to be a swing trader. You cannot scalp that $100. Now you would need to have a raw account, RAW, a raw account. That way your spreads are going to be tight and you can be able to get in right away. But you have to have $500 minimum to open up a raw account. I'd say, well, just save that $100 until you get to 500. I recommend you not to trade forex unless you have $1,000 minimum, because I know how hard it is out here. Some people recommend don't trade forex until you have at least $10,000. Most people like that are kind of removed. They've been trading for a while. You know what I'm saying? They got large amounts of money, so they're kind of removed from the regular population. How we feel as people that ain't got that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I'm removed from what you guys go through. So I would say $100. I wouldn't do the $100 though. 500 if you have to, but I would recommend 1,000, because 1,000 will give you a nice cushion with the lot size that you're going to take. So with $1,000, you need to take like a $1 lot size. Now for me, if I started with $1,000, I'm going to take a $5 lot size. I'm going to pretty much do that for a whole year. And then if I can get to $10,000 from that 1,000, grow it to 10,000 in about a year or a year and a half, then once I get to 10,000, I would take out between a $15 to $20 lot size with a $10,000 trading account. But that's just me, because I'm on that level. I can do that. But now if you're like just kind of like still kind of just finding your way and everything, then I'm going to say with a $10,000 trading account, take $10.